Full moon in Scorpio is here. Damn. Yeah, let's get it here. Let's get it here, everybody. Let's get it here. Let's get through these energies. All right. Josky, I see you, Josky. Santhony Marie, Quentin Lovelace, Kismet Divine, Mr. Off the Clock. You must have a lot of fire energies. You must have a lot of fire energies with that type of name. Off the clock. Don't put me on the clock. Don't put my name on the shift. Unless I signed up for that shift. I don't deal with restrictions. You know my fire sign. I don't like being restricted. Felicia 5, Derby, Curry, Trey. What's poppin', Trey? Cook with Chris. Yo, Chris, what up, homie? Dumb G Creative, Gemini Sun, Mrs. KG in the building, El Rochelle in the building, Victoria LaRose in the building. All right, Agapo Moore in the building, Jill C23. All right, guys. I don't want to keep y'all for too long. Happy full moon in Scorpio. Hope everybody's enjoying these vibes. I hope everybody's getting to connect to the deeper parts of themselves to help themselves grow. This is what all this is about, all right? This is what all this is about right now when we talk about this full moon in Scorpio. There's so much parts of us that we put in the dark, and it takes certain experiences, circumstances, relationships in our life for us to start shining some light on that dark energy in our life, where there's a traumatic energy or traumatic experience, a transformative experience. Now, we got to keep the light on these experiences to help us understand what we've transformed from, what we've came from, how we can continue to evolve, how we handled previous transformations, what doesn't need to be in the dark no more, what doesn't need to be a burden anymore, what person, place, or thing doesn't need to be an emotional responsibility. See, Aries season, we was transforming all of that shit. Aries season, we wasn't doing all that. We jumped into self-identity. Now we in Taurus season. It's about getting stabilized and practical and realistic about our value system, all right? Just like I was saying in my reading the other day, okay? Now, when we talking about this full moon in Scorpio, this is helping us to match our emotional well-being with what we're doing in Taurus season. See, the sun is in Taurus, so that's what we're paying attention to right now. That's what we're acting on right now. Stability, what we can grow, how to support things we want to grow in our life. Whether it's a relationship we value, a creative endeavor. If we value it, we trying to see what's the most realistic way to work on it for it to grow right now. That's all we do with Taurus. I broke down Mercury and Taurus. Mercury is us thinking about our value system and our forms of creativity and how we could play out as a support system to what we want to do, what we want to build, what we want to structure, our forms of security and stability. And then Venus is in there. So the feeling is in it, all right? We're falling in love with the work ethic. We're falling in love with the process of what we're building, what we're working on. We're learning to appreciate this stage, this portion of, the year, where we get to get acclimated, we get to get situated and grounded with what it is that we working on, what we doing creatively, what we want to be forms of stability and structure for us right now. So yeah, Venus and Taurus, Venus gonna put some feeling into it. Venus gonna make you feel like you got to get up in the morning and look in the mirror and really ask yourself, what do you really love? What do you really appreciate? Okay, that's what it is? Let's get to the planning. Let's get to the strategizing. Okay, let's throw some earth energy in there. Okay, let's get grounded. Let's see what makes sense. Let's see what resources we have. So that's what we all doing. But it's full moon time. It's full moon time. So before we continue to do this, because we early in the Taurus journey right now, all right? The sun is only 7 degrees. So we early. But we up in it though. All right? We up in it. It's been enough time to feel these energies, experience these energies. If you guys didn't catch my reading, my last live stream when I was breaking down the energies for the rest of the month for everybody, I told y'all there's a lot of signs out there that as soon as we jump into this Taurus energy, y'all gonna feel the slow down. Y'all gonna feel like you have to press the slow down button. Y'all gonna feel like y'all gotta press the strategizing button on your relationships, on what you're doing with career. So a lot of new insight from Aries season, a lot of new awareness about things, especially about yourself. A lot of new awareness about you, how you act, how you express during Aries season. Now we bring all that into Taurus season, but with the full moon, now we're matching the emotion with what it is that we're doing right now. We're sizing up our emotional well-being and see, the journey, what we're going to build, structure during Taurus season, the people, places, and things that we value, that we love, that we're willing to compromise and appreciate, all right? That we're emotionally connected to. All of these things right now we're seeing, all right, not only how to look at it from a realistic point of view, but, everything with Scorpio deals with secrets, behind the scenes shit, traumas, transformation. So we got to see what previous transformations, what things that we experiencing that's playing out as a burden on the emotional, on your emotional stance of things, and see how we balance that out with what we're trying to work on. See, it's hard to, water your Taurus garden. It's hard to keep things that you want to grow into fruition on schedule when you're dealing with different things impacting your emotions. Regardless of what is it impacting your emotions. Sherls, what's poppin', Sherls? So, the full moon in Scorpio, basically, the full moon is about detach and releasing. So this shit brings up all type of past monsters, all type of past demons. Everybody been thinking about how they've been holding themselves back in life today. If you haven't, you out of alignment. You out of alignment. This full moon in Scorpio got us thinking about all the things that we play out as insecurities, things that we experienced in the past, things that we vulnerable are dealing with the emotions. We sizing up all of this shit and seeing how we being blockages to ourselves and what we need to cut off, what we need to restrict, what we need to detach and release, which can be a mindset, which can be an emotion, doesn't have to be a person, place, or thing. When we talking about releasing and detaching, this could be a mentality you have about something. You can have a real fucked up mentality about love in your life. You could be single right now and be like, why is everybody else in love? Everybody else, motherfuckers posting their paternity results, motherfuckers having blue balloons and pink balloons bursting every motherfucking week. What about me? What the fuck about me? How long I gotta be single? So you may have a wrong mentality about love right now. You may have a fucked up mentality about that. So we need to check that. It is this full moon it doesn't leave room for you to blame shit on other people right now or blame shit on things outside of you right now. Hell no, not a full moon Scorpio. Good luck with that shit. You just gonna make shit louder. You just gonna make situations. You just gonna make universe be like, oh, listen, you don't want to deal with that. You're going to continue to keep that goal and that passion behind the scenes. You ain't going to bring that shit to the light this year. Okay. All right. Okay. You're going to be scared. You're going to continue to stay in the dark about things and not want to act on certain things, and express certain passions and whatnot, and continue to be vulnerable with your emotions because you just want to stay in your shell and you just want to deal with Scorpio energy, be behind the scenes and keep your creativity behind the scenes. Okay. Okay. Y'all think universe don't be hitting y'all with them okays. Y'all know y'all ever had that conversation with somebody, you date somebody, you had that conversation, or you argue with somebody, you know when it just hits that okay. That okay is really, that okay ain't you won is, nigga, alright, you just a stubborn, hard-headed motherfucker, but I'm good. I still believe in what the fuck I was just arguing about past 20 minutes, but okay. You feel me? I think universe don't be hitting y'all with that shit. A lot of y'all got hit with them okays with universe today. Y'all got that phone call from somebody that you've been thinking about heavy. Somebody you can't even focus on shit you trying to do creatively. You can't even take care of certain responsibilities because you don't went through some transformation with this person. You thinking you could bury that situation. Full moon Scorpio, that motherfucker calling you now. A motherfucker texting you now. Or you calling and texting that motherfucker. What about that? You calling and texting that motherfucker. The anxiety is crazy. Listen, man, I hope y'all been met. I hope y'all gonna get into y'all either late night meditation tonight. That's why I don't want to be on too late. Just want to run through these houses real quick, fam. Just want to run through these houses, all right? Just to give y'all some clarity, confirmation on why y'all picking up these energies in certain places. I already broke down how it's gonna affect the signs. My fixed signs is getting hit the hardest. All right, I already said my fixed signs is going through it this season. Last season, the Aries season, it was the Cardinal season. Cardinal signs was getting their ass kicked last season. It was there. The motherfucking Cancers, Libras, and Capricorns. That shit done fell into Taurus now. So all my fixed signs. Shout out to my Scorpios. I done put some love in the air for y'all today. I put some affirmations in the air for y'all today already. Shout out to my Aquariuses and my Leos. All right. Y'all got to learn to take y'all fixed energy and react to the emotions. And during this full moon, y'all got to learn to deal with heavy Aquarius, Leo. Them niggas don't like dealing with heavy ass emotion. You throw some heavy ass emotion around them niggas, they out. Throw some heavy ass emotion around a motherfucking Leo, Taurus too. Taurus too. Shit. Taurus people, them signs, them fixed signs, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leos be around people that be too emotional. Leos y'all could be emotional as hell too, but a lot of the time, but y'all be jumping into emotions for other shit, for other shit, competitive shit and shit at times. But y'all be in your emotions with your own damn ego at times. But the motherfucking Taurus, Leos, and Aquarius, you start throwing heavy emotion on them. They Audi 3000. You feel me? So, damn, bro, last night my shit started, I was low as hell, thinking I'm 37 years old. Yeah, and it's all good, y'all. It's all good that these past, all right, Trey, I'm glad you said that, because y'all gotta understand, when I say universe hitting y'all with that, oh, okay, these are feelings and thoughts to make you think about where you've been playing out as a blockage, why you've been keeping certain parts of yourself behind the scenes and not implementing it into physical reality, not making it a seed that you want to plant and water and grow into being something in physical reality, something you could touch, something real, something from the imagination or your emotion and vision into this world. You feel me? Scorpio moon gonna trigger all of that. So when it comes to the habits, bad habits that we may have developed, I had to throw I got an extra I gotta drag that A little bit. When it comes to our habits, you feel me? When it comes to more darker parts of ourselves, we gotta understand how these parts play out as a detriment towards our lighter energies. So it's things that we wanna give more time to. So this full moon is doing that. $1-800-CASH now. You might have to let me buy that name. Keely. Tiff, what's poppin', Tiff? 1-800-CASH now. I'm gonna change my shit to 1718 cash now. This is the Bronx area code. Don't call me a biter. I changed it up a little bit. You feel me? All right, y'all. All right. So Stella. Man, if y'all need to check in, y'all see the handle Stella Mays. If y'all don't check into y'all better check into my family Stella brand. Ladies, if you love shoes, you might fuck up your bank account a little bit on her page during Taurus season. You might start putting in too much orders for them shoes, because she's a creative genius over there. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. Stella, I'm gonna hit your line. We got shit to talk about. But anyways, family. So full moon Scorpio, we broke down the energy. This shit making us react and respond, to some more emotions. Where the Oracle Puff, they gone. Oracle Puff is gone today. That was just, that was just a vibe for a couple of days ago. You feel me? I was in my Matrix bag. I'm back to reality now, though. I took the red pill. I'm back. I plugged out. Shout out to the Oracle. Y'all funny. So look, when we look at the full moon making us connect to deeper, darker parts of ourselves to help us ultimately grow, evolve. If we haven't really been the ones placing, any awareness on things that we need to transform. See, Scorpio deal with transforming. So if we're not taking initiative to transform certain things ourselves, then universe got to hit us with the okay, and then utilize a person, place, a thing, a situation, a circumstance for your ass to stop, for your ass to realize this is what we need to cut off, moving on from this full moon, working our way up to the new moon in Taurus. This is what the fuck is going to play out as a detriment to what you're trying to grow, stabilize, to what we doing with the sun, Venus, and Mercury right now in Taurus. All right, so the moon is opposite all these energies. When we talk about opposites, these energies have to learn to They're gonna attract each other, but they gotta learn to give each other something, all right? So with the moon, this is our emotions in Scorpio. We reacting to our deeper passions, things behind the scenes, things we don't express to others, insecurities, forms of things that we need to transform, or what has transformed us, habits, all of that. We reacting to all of that shit. It's uncomfortable too, because the moon don't like to be in Scorpio. So Scorpio moons, shout out to the Scorpio moons. They know what we going through. They right now, they're like, yeah, y'all get to feel it right now. Y'all feel what we go through on a 24/7 basis, trying to figure out how to transform how we feel about things, trying to figure out how to transform how we should feel about a relationship, or how we should match our mental with our emotion when it comes to our passions, and make sure we stay balanced on that shit. Sometimes we could just be really up in the head about a situation, you feel me, mad logical about a situation, or we could be mad emotional about a situation. Let's say it's a creative endeavor, a personal endeavor, a relationship, circumstance. You gotta find out how to get balanced with them emotions, and your emotions can't lead every decision when you're dealing with career, all right? Especially career. Your logic can't lead every decision when you're dealing with relationships. You gotta learn to feel. You gotta learn how to have some compassion, understand your partner, be a little selfless at times. That's why motherfuckers' relationships be fucked up, because they think the shit be about them. They think the shit be about your. This shit ain't got shit to do about you. This shit about us. So don't get into one if you ain't about us right now, all right? But I say that to say you got to learn to get how you feel about something on page with how you think about something. The full moon could show you how you've been feeling heavy on a certain goal. You've been feeling heavy on about somebody or whatnot, but you got to learn right now how to be practical about how you adjust your emotion into these things. You can have real passionate about what you want to do with your creative career. Say you want to be a rapper or something. You real passionate about that shit. Full moon and Scorpio gonna be like, okay, we got all this passion, but how do we balance this shit out with all this earth energy we need to act on right now in Taurus? How do we get more strategical and practical about our passions and motives? So this is why a lot of us been today dealing with energies like, damn, I got way too much motherfucking passion, care, and emotion for some of these goals. And I really have not been placing some more strategy into this shit. I have not been putting this shit into a container. A lot of people been in that energy today. You feel me? So the house you have Scorpio in is the area where the moon is going to be transiting right now. Okay, the moon is going to peak in a couple of hours. It peaks at 7 degrees. The moon is 5 degrees. So yeah, it's going to peak around 11:30. So when we look at this, I feel like something on my nose. When we look at the house you have Scorpio in, everybody, the house you have Scorpio in is the area that you're going to be influenced to deal with some form of transformation. You've already been picking up influences before the moon ever even got into this house. You was picking up influences while the moon was in Libra of what you need to transform with it leading into this house. All right. Now, the house you got Scorpio in, that shit always going through transformations. I done told y'all this shit. The constellations bring energies to houses. So you got Scorpio in your first house, Scorpio Rising, you always going through personal transformations. You got Scorpio in the 7th house, your relationships be going through a whole bunch of transformations. Now, we're all experiencing transformations in different places, but when we talk about Scorpio transformation, we talking about things with your emotional state. We're talking about the transformations you go through with how you relate your emotions to others. Because Scorpio's fixed water. Fixed signs is consistent, concentrated. So when we talk about fixed water, this is fixed emotions. So we're understanding what to have a fixed emotion for. To fixate this passion and this emotion on this task. To fixate, how I deal with the emotion with this relationship. Like, that's what we learning how to do. That's what Scorpios are doing on an everyday basis. This is why Scorpios reserve, take their times with things. Try to receive and understand as much as possible before taking some action a lot of the times. Allow people to show them their colors. Allow people to talk more. Allow people to express more. Show all the fucking colors you have to show. The motherfucker who made the phrase, how it go? Or there's a bunch of quotes that basically say, you let somebody show you the colors, or if you let somebody talk long enough, they'll show you who they are. Scorpio says some shit like that. Scorpio made that shit up. All right? Because they the leaders of the stealth world, the stealthy world. All right? They the leaders about how to move behind the scenes. They the first ones to tell somebody like, yo, niggas be shooting over there. Like, don't be you just coming out here thinking shit is just all sweet. Like, Scorpio be the first one to show you how to move. So when we look at the area you got Scorpio in, you going through the emotional transformations, all right, in this area of life. In this area of life, you have a lot of fixed ways of how you may feel about things. So that causes transformation, what's going on in this area, because this is a real individual influence. All right? So let's get right into it. I just want to run through these houses, y'all. You feel me, real quick, so y'all just got some more clarity on this. Now, Scorpio rising, Scorpio in the first house, all right? By default, you guys, your personality, you more comfortable with your personality behind the scenes. You don't really deal with, you're not comfortable with so much light and attention when it comes to your personal life. You feel more comfortable being very selective of how much you personally give out to others, all right? And then you personally experience a lot of things that's behind the scenes. That's another thing about the house you have Scorpio in. You're going to experience a lot of things behind the scenes. You could be trying hard to get some you could be trying hard to get some attention in the house. Be like, forget it, man. Let me just go fuck with my Leo house or some shit. Let me go fuck with the house my son is in, because trying to get some attention and light in this motherfucking Scorpio house, Scorpio ain't having it in this bitch. This shit dark. This house dark as hell. As soon as you turn the light on in this house, whatever house you got Scorpio in, as soon as you turn the light on in this house, it's like jail. It's like a jailhouse or something. She probably got a bunch of motherfuckers running to beat your ass to turn the lights back off. Like, fuck wrong with you, nigga? We keep the lights off in this house. So, Scorpio in the first house is your personality. So, your personality naturally be behind the scenes. You could know a lot of people. You personally a low-key ass person. Obviously, the sun and moon alter these things. Cancerian healer in the building, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap into Cancerian healer. She out here doing big things. She about to blossom into. I see you blossoming. All right, y'all tap in. Y'all already know the vibes, man. You feel me? You gotta keep the vibes circulated in the community. Got the book. You got a book on self-healing, self-love. Got the Patreon popping. So I see everybody in the community working. Y'all know I'm a Libra, so I'll be the first one to throw some love somewhere else. I'll be the first one. And we in Taurus season, we in Venus vibes. So y'all resonate. Y'all make sure y'all resonate with some more Venus vibes. Y'all learn to give some more during Taurus season. That's another thing. That's another thing about this season. You better learn to give some more during the season. Motherfuckers don't be, because we could be some take. A lot of motherfuckers just want to take. And then there's a lot of y'all that be over giving, all right? Water signs. This the season for y'all to understand where them boundaries gotta be set. You feel me? So, for real, we need to give more to each other, to the earth. Right. Listen, man, we in an abundant season when we talking about financial gains, career and whatnot. It's Taurus season, but when we talking about currency, money, that's all energy. You feel me? You can't learn to be too stingy and hold on to that shit. You give some, you better learn to give in the right directions to have that funnel right back to you. Keep that in unison. You never want to be in a scarcity mindset. Did y'all miss any meals today? Do y'all asses got a roof on y'all head? All right then. It ain't gonna hurt to give a little something. It ain't gonna hurt to sacrifice some monetary gains for your business right now. Okay, it's gonna come back. You needed to get an LLC anyway. You needed to copyright that shit. Taurus season, you needed to get more realistic about your business. You say you want to run a business, shit ain't even copyrighted. Feel me? So this is what we dealing with. We dealing with forms of stability on all types of levels right now, Taurus. You feel me? If you got a Taurus friend, Taurus sibling, you already just picking up more energies from them just by their natural actions. You just looking at them right now like, you know what? I be paying attention to the wrong things. This stubborn Taurus motherfucker just really be in their own bag. Like, if it don't make money, it don't make sense to these motherfuckers. If it don't involve anything that they look like they could build upon, they not trying to give anything to it. And they be having a bunch of resources to help other people grow shit. So they real selective about who they connect to, because they know Tauruses be knowing just by dealing with people they gonna end up having to help a motherfucker. That's how earth signs be feeling a little bit too. This is like the last side message. We're going right back into the houses. A lot of people with a lot of earth energy, they be feeling like that too. They be, because earth signs be influenced to work, career, get money, be structured, they salary, they bills, they income. Cause all that shit be on a earth sign, mind and heart. You know, it gets to a point where they feel like they need to be so focused to things, even when some earth signs say they don't got a lot of air, or they don't really got fire like that. So they not jumping into no extroverted energy, so any social, relatable energies, and they just in a work bag. Earth signs could start feeling like, even when it's time to chill, when they not doing something, there's something to work on. Like, I got to work on some shit. To the point they'll block opportunities like, hey girl, yo homie, you trying to come out to this party this weekend? Nah, I got to work on this shit. But don't even work on this shit Saturday. It's just the psyche. It's going to feel like time has to be implemented more realistically, more strategically. The earth moons, this is earth moons to the core. That's earth moons to the core. Earth moons will block so much experiences because of time, and they feel like they need to focus their time and work on some shit. Now, your ass ain't working on some shit. Get your ass out the house. You can have fun Saturday night. Work on that shit Sunday. You feel me? And I say that to say that because earth signs will start feeling like that other shit is responsibility. Earth signs be like, I already got a bunch of responsibilities, so I can't be giving out my time like that. So don't be mad when the Taurus come off bougie like that. Don't be mad when the Taurus come off bougie. Don't be mad when the Virgo come off mad critical, like mad detailed. Before they go out, they need to know everything about what y'all doing, what time y'all plan on leaving, coming back, how long it take to get there and everything. That helps them want to go out if they could get that. Just give them that information, and then you'll see them move accordingly. Motherfucking Capricorns always feel like they gonna feel like responsibilities, helping people have to help put things in order, do things with more common sense, or structure things the right way. You feel me? So they'll start pushing out that heavy, trying to get organized energy when you doing things. If they start feeling like the way the person created the idea of what y'all do and didn't do it as structured or organized, then the Capricorn feel like they got to come be bossy and be like, nah, let's do it this way, or structure this way, or like, how y'all expect to do it this way? Damn, now the Capricorn feel like you taking all this responsibility. Ain't nobody tell you to take. You stressing yourself out right now for no reason. Like that's the Cap. So earth signs, you feel me? That's going to be the earth signs period. That's going to be the earth signs period when it comes to the influence there. But back to you Scorpio rising. So we know you personally go through a whole bunch of transformations, all right? You guys personally move behind the scenes. Okay, you can feel vulnerable and uncomfortable when people are invading your personal privacy. You guys are real loyal. A lot of times Scorpio risings, real tight inner circle. Real tight inner circle. You got to work hard to get in that motherfucking circle. You got to they get into a fight or some shit and you just come help them because you just want to be a good Samaritan. Now Scorpio like, oh yeah, I met this motherfucker. This motherfucker helped me when I got into some fight with this motherfucker in jail. I didn't even know this motherfucker, but like, yes, now you like this with the Scorpio rising. So you got to go through all type of other shit to get in like a Scorpio rising circle, an Aquarius rising circle. Let me not start naming other rising placements because y'all know that's how I go elsewhere. But Scorpio here, with the full moon transit in this house, you're being influenced to react and respond to the transformations in your personal life. What needs to be transformed personally. Your habits that you have in your personal life is bad. People, places, and things in your personal life that you may be over attached to that you probably got to realize you got to give more space to when it comes to your personal life. See, this is a firehouse and it deals with expression. So when it comes to the full moon transiting here, there's going to be things that you guys are reflecting on where past experiences where you ain't expressed yourself a certain way that you were supposed to, where you could feel unfulfilled here when it comes to any form of personal expression, personal creative expression, personal endeavors you want to embark on. You'll be feeling that shit with the full moon transiting here if there's been a lack of you following that motivation, following that passion. You got Mars, Scorpio risings, you guys got Mars ruling the first house, okay? So you're going to be a personally passionate motherfucker. You're going to be a personally intentional person. Now, what happened? These are passions, intention, that's all internal. That's all internal. What happens when all that passion in that first house doesn't get acted upon? What happened when all that passion in the first house doesn't have an outlet to be, to whatever the word is, to, you feel me, to be acted upon, or to cultivate it into something? It builds up. So this is why you have Scorpio here. It's a lot of wherever Scorpio is at is intense, y'all. So when it's in a personal life, you got to make sure you have your personal outlets, your creative outlets for whatever you're doing. You feel me? A lot of times I got a small circle, but the people here is either like a Scorpio rising, either gonna have them close friends, them real close friends, like 2 close friends, maybe a sibling they could really fuck with. You feel me? A sibling they could really vent to or whatnot, or they really gonna handle the emotions on their own. Sun and moon alters things here, but this is what y'all got to make sure that y'all understand. Y'all give yourselves a chance to feel during the full moon transit in the first house. Any insecurities, all right? Any shortcomings that you may have had with forms of personal expression. Times that you felt like you should have been more personally assertive with a personal passion, creative endeavor. You may feel a little bit of guilt or a little bit of, tension building up from some of them past experiences. So we want to look at them things and we want to understand how you've been playing out as a burden to yourself with the way you may have been thinking about things, the way you may have been suppressing things personally here, all right? And the more you get more strategical about what we dealing with all these energies in Taurus, which is in your 7th house, all right, as a Scorpio rising, the more you're more practical about how you deal with your relationships and possibly maybe how you can connect with your personally into some of your resourceful ass relationships with Taurus in the 7th house, things can start building in that personal life. You can start transforming things the way you want to in your personal life. All right, Scorpio risings. So this is the intention here. This is where you're gonna feel a lot of emotion from things that you haven't been personally expressing. All right, personal passions you haven't been acting on. It's just a bunch of passion in your first house. A bunch of passion that should start beaming off as a mood too. Scorpio in the first house. Easy resting bitch. Y'all come out the womb with the resting bitch face. Scorpio in the first house. Y'all don't trust? Y'all don't be trusting people? And I give y'all this. Y'all are calculated. That's what I fuck with. That's what I fucks with when it comes to Scorpio risings. Y'all calculated. And when y'all do things personally, y'all in it for the long haul. This is why I say it even takes so much time, so much work to get in a Scorpio rising in the circle, because they friends, there's a longevity stamp on their friends. Like if you and they chord and they see you, it's riding or die. They don't want to even have no personal responsibilities with somebody they feel like they in the gray area with, because everything with Mars could be in the extreme. Is you in or you out, all right? Heavy Scorpio Aries energies, that's how they may be with their relationships a lot of the times. Is you in or you out. You fuck with me or you don't. Fuck all that gray area shit, all right? I'm a Libra. I'm ruled by Venus. You feel me? Like we be a little bit too passive. We probably let anybody inside the crib. Like, you feel me? We probably do anything when we just meeting somebody being mad open. Not Aries and Scorpios. Not Mars don't play that shit. Mars don't play that shit. So this is what we dealing with, Scorpio rising. Personal transformation. We want to see what you got to personally transform. We want to see what personal negative habits that you have that we need to, get up out them habits or understand the root of where they developed from. Those influences are going to be strong during this transit. And the more we do the work to transforming what's going on in this personal house, the more we do the work here, the more fruits is going to be able to grow and get adjusted, all right, in the house with Taurus, which for y'all would be in the 7th house, in which I'm building this Taurus season, okay? Mars is heavy. Aries, Sun, Scorpio moon. Yeah, you individual to the core. And you feeling this, see the Scorpio moons, you feeling this energy, tenfold, the Scorpio moons. You feel me? Scorpio moons, y'all just finished doing the work, some internal work for some shit last week, a couple of days ago. Like, some shit happened a couple of weeks ago. Y'all just finished doing some internal work for that shit over the weekend. Now there's some other shit done bubbled up during the full moon of Scorpio moons. Some whole other shit y'all didn't expect, because the moon already deals with attracting and receiving. This is why full moon, new moon moments can attract scenarios into your life, depending where you at spiritually. What type of scenarios you finna attract. So when you got a moon in Scorpio, that's why you're gonna attract manipulation. You're gonna attract transformation. You're gonna attract hidden agendas. but you attract things related to your passions, your intentions, how you focus, where you set your goals at, how you focus your emotional intent. You reel that shit in tenfold with the moon and all water placements, especially Cancer, but we talk about moon and Scorpio. So the fact that the full moon is transiting here is almost like shit that you done did the work for, internal shadow work for the past couple of months to the year. Like, that full moon just brings so much of that shit up tenfold. You like, damn, I thought I dealt with a lot of this shit. And it's gonna feel like you gotta deal with a lot of this shit, but it may just be a perspective you're in, all right? As a Scorpio moon, the moon is who you are. So if you're a Scorpio moon experiencing this full moon in Scorpio, this shit is helping you to really see self on a deeper level, because this is who you are, all right? Maybe seeing yourself through lenses that you wasn't really, looking at. So that's what we're going through, Scorpio risings. We got personal transformation here, but on a real deeper level with the full moon here. You really got to see what people, places, and things that play out as a blockage when it comes to the things you personally want to do, things you personally want to put in the light. You could already deal with some vulnerability with Scorpio in this house. A lot of passion, determination, but it still deals with attention and light funny when it does act on things with the Scorpio in the first house. So we want to just make sure we know what's playing out as a blockage to the things that you already want to do, on top of dealing with the vulnerability you naturally have in the first house, okay? Make sure that passion gets implemented through the right outlet. Now, second house, Scorpio in the second house. This is my Libra risings, all right? Just did a reading today for a Libra rising. Really dope reading. But when it comes to that second house, Scorpio in there, when it comes to what's the second house, this is what you feel like you have, your possessions, career, your value system, self-esteem, all right? People, places, and things that you value. So this house, Scorpio here, goes through a lot of transformation with what creative attribute you feel like you should use in this lifetime. What form of career you should plan to seed into in this lifetime. Should you work for this company? Should you be an entrepreneur? But you passionate though. You passionate for career. You passionate for what is it that you want to build and structure. You passionate for forms of security and stability with Scorpio here. But you go through so much transformation trying to cultivate the right outlet for what you're trying to bury here. This is why when we dealing with career, we want to look at the house lords. All right, we want to look at the house lords for that second house, house lords for that sixth house lords for that 10th house. See where these houses is at. Work with these houses. That's where career gonna stabilize from. But when we're looking at that second house, Scorpio, they're gonna naturally value the occult, gonna naturally value some type of energy dealing with the behind the scenes realm, okay? Things dealing with mysticism. People that are, see, Scorpio in the second house, you're also gonna have a way of Libra risings, man. Libra risings is sick. Scorpio here, you're already going to have a natural way of understanding the passion people put behind what they work on too. So it'll help you start understanding who to even move around, because you don't even want that responsibility at times. But when you have the full moon transiting here, you're reacting and responding to all things that you value within yourself, creative attributes, things that, yes, I'm doing the second house right now, Libra rising. With the full moon transiting here, when it comes to all these passions that you value, all right, whether it's to write a book, whether it's your music, okay, whether it's a career endeavor, second house, earth house, you're going to be passionate about building in some type of shape or form here. All them ideas, things you ain't never expressed, you ain't never put into the light, this is where the focus and the influences are going to pick up from here with the full moon transit. It's going to make you reflect on all them things that, you haven't put into, because this is the house that birthed Taurus. All right, this is the house that Taurus was birthed out of. So if you have a creative attribute, something that you just looking at like it was a creative attribute, you can't build upon it. You can't sell this song. You can't sell this book and this idea in a book. It's just something you do or whatnot. This moon will make you really start looking at this shit like, am I tripping? Or is this like, and the heavier that influence is, the more you know what is it that needs to get transformed or what you need to transform. That's really anything you're feeling heavy on right now for everybody. Anything you feeling heavy on right now is most likely some shit that needs transformation, y'all. Point blank, period. Okay? So in the second house, yeah, there's something that you could be using to build. There's something that you could be using to structure. Something that you could be using to make you make more money. Okay? You may not be looking at it like that, but it's something you already have. is a creative attribute, something as a talent you have, something you're good at, okay? And this is also a time when it comes to the relationships, people you may value, all right? Friends, co-workers, intimate relationships. But if you value them, they're a second house person. So if it's somebody you value, a thing, a place, whatever it is you value, that you're already connected to, you're gonna be picking up influences if that's something you should transform as well at this moment. Okay, so it could be you could really value the fuck out of somebody right now in a toxic ass relationship, Scorpio here. All right. If you pick it up on heavy influences about this relationship right now, you may be might be a little insight to slow your roll a little bit. You feel me? Understand what is the substance in this relationship that you're so connected to? Because wherever Scorpio is at, what are we going to develop here? Habits. All right, desires, and them things is gonna bring transformation. All right. Scorpio 8th house rules sex. Sex is transformation. That's what sex is. So when you dealing with so much heavy desires or whatnot, a heavy desire can manifest into a creation. You can create something with that. So Scorpios are trying to, Scorpio Sun Moon Rising is trying to figure out how the fuck to channel all that passion and to make sure their desires is channeled into things they do want to create or whatnot. Not letting your desires become your doom. So the house you have, Scorpio, and you got to be careful what desires you have in this house that could transform you, okay? A lot of transformative things can come out of sex. A lot. So Scorpio in this second house could be a relationship you value. The shit toxic. You got to understand if that shit got to get transformed right now. All right. I like to say second house deal with your self-esteem. Okay. So this house right now during the full moon transit second house, any feelings of feeling incapable or any deep thoughts about things you feel incapable about, you feel me? You feel like you have something, but you still feel incapable, but you looking at what you have. You've been told you good at it, but you still incapable about it. The heavier that shit feel right now, that's letting you know universe is like, yo, this moon is like, we not about to move on unless you kill the mentality, transform the mentality you have about how you should be feeling about this talent, about how you should be feeling about what you have to structure and build. You feel me? So the second house, what you good at, your talents, your traits, and what you value, that shit is gonna be put in a perspective where you need to either cut off a negative mentality you have about it and put your self-esteem in a more healthier place, all right? And also see what needs to be transformed to help your values grow some more here. All right. Now, the third house, Scorpio in the third house. Should get deep with Scorpio in the third house. Everywhere Scorpio should get deep. But third house deal with our familiar surroundings. All right. Siblings, distant relatives, our neighborhoods, familiar neighborhood you grew up in, the influence with your neighbors. All right. The elementary school you went to, if it's in your neighborhood. So the friends and the people that you ended up living by and going to school by, it's like this all third house shit. So this is why this house deal with communication, because the more that you relate to your familiar surroundings is gonna influence how you communicate. You grow up in Compton around a lot of Crips and shit. It may just influence you to communicate and relate the way the motherfuckers be relating. You feel me? So the third house show you a whole lot about your familiar surroundings, how that impacts, how that influences how you start to interact with others. Okay, air house. Shit get deep with Scorpio in this motherfucking house. All right, this is for what? My Virgo risings. Okay, so a bunch of hidden agendas with friends early in life. A bunch of situations being put in the dark about things with relatives and friends that you trust or whatnot. Okay, and now this is why Virgo risings could be way more introverted than the suns and moons at times, because the personality, the things they have experienced in relationships, they feel like they have to super be in the behind the scenes realm with motherfuckers. They have to allow people to show all the colors, expressions, the sun actions and rising actions and everything before they start understanding who's gonna be familiar, who's gonna become somebody in my familiar space, because I already went through transformations with familiar friends and siblings at times. A lot of bullshit in the home at times, Scorpio in this third, fourth house area. So when we look at But a lot of things that Virgo risings become passionate about be getting stimulated sometimes within this area too, though. So let's say you have a Virgo rising that's like ends up being I wish I knew some celebrities off the top of my. Beyonce, a Virgo rising? No, she a Libra rising. She a Virgo moon. But Jay-Z a Virgo rising. Yeah, Jay-Z a Virgo rising. If you know anything about it, let me see. Jay-Z a Virgo rising, right? Because that would be a perfect example. Yup. Virgo rising, Scorpio in the third house. So if you know anything about Jay-Z's, come up, he was in the streets. He was manipulating a lot of motherfuckers. To be a drug dealer, you gotta be a good manipulator, period. You feel me? You gifted at manipulating people, period. People that have strong Scorpio placements, strong second house in the eighth house alignments, or career earth houses aligning with the eighth house, perfect drug dealers. Like, I might not be able to post this live after saying that, but like, that's real shit. Spirit guys might smack me on the hand for just saying that just now. But, Jay-Z's a Virgo rising, so him having that Scorpio in that third house, that nigga was running amok in the streets, doing a whole bunch of grimy shit to get to where he gotta get. Dealt with a whole bunch of transformation in his relationships. You feel me? Look at how much transformation Jay-Z deals with familiar friends. Look, if you know anything about Jay-Z's early career, another rapper that he was close to that was bigger than him at the point in the neighborhood or whatnot, or on the come up, was another rapper named Jazz O. You feel me? I don't even know if Jay-Z was calling himself Jay-Z at this time, but he was with another rapper named Jazz O. That relationship transformed. They don't fuck with each other. Then he started fucking with Dame, Rockefeller days. That shit transforms. Kanye, them niggas, Kanye making Big Brother songs. We thinking everything all sweet. Look at them niggas now. So Virgo rising will go through it. That's how deep that shit is. They gonna go through some fucking transformations when it comes to their third house. So the full moon transit in here, this shit is gonna trigger a lot of past experiences with people, especially if you in any funny situations with people now. Especially if they familiar already. Especially if it's already your sibling, somebody that you related to, somebody you close to. The full moon will really put you in a state of wanting to release and express in some type of shape or form. But you definitely sizing up how you're going to be moving with people right now with the full moon transit in the third house. A lot of y'all really feeling like y'all have to transform how y'all communicate and relate to people right now. And y'all feeling like y'all have to be way more individual right now with the way y'all communicate to people. Y'all thinking about a whole bunch of... And you know that this is what you need to transform with the full moon transit third house, that you need to be more of an individual. If a lot of y'all is picking up the influences today of times that you ain't communicate some shit you really should have communicated to somebody a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, you feel me, earlier this year. If you really start picking up on that heavy vibration, you start your throat, that throat chakra in the third house, that shit might be a little decalcified. We want to work on that. We want to work on voicing your passion some more. Scorpio in that third house. I know there's some shit you see behind the scenes dealing with people. There's a lot of bullshit. People try to fly over your head a lot of the times, Virgo rising. People try to play your intelligence a lot of the time, Virgo rising. So y'all be placed in funny ass situations to be like, damn, how do I take this? Is this person trying to play me, or am I tripping? Am I personally overthinking? But nah. People be trying, y'all. People be trying, Virgo risings. So, y'all gonna be in a state of trying to understand how y'all moving with people right now. Any heavy influences on people in that area is letting you understand some decisions you need to make with people in your that you surrounded by and whatnot. And there may be certain things in your familiar surroundings. This is another key thing. I'm glad I said this before I move on from my Virgo risings. There may be some key things in your familiar surroundings that are influences of bad habits. You got to transform this, or it's a chaotic moment waiting to happen. Feel me? You got a drinking problem. You got some familiar friends you always drinking with, you feel me? And they think you're and even when you told them you're not drinking no more, because they always was pre-gaming, the familiar third house thing to do was pre-game at your house. Now they like, all right, it's all good, girl. You ain't got to drink. Yo, bro, it's all good. You ain't got to drink. Niggas is just going to come over to drink and smoke and then we out. That's it. Nah. Nah. You got to voice that shit right now. Nah. No. Respect my ideas about things. Respect the way I want to interact with you, motherfuckers. Sometimes your third house friends, your familiar friends, get too fucking familiar at times, and they take advantage of that shit. Especially Scorpio in the third house. So this is letting you know how to make sure your individual voice is heard more with the full moon transiting here. And any influences with these situations is letting you understand what you need to put more light on, what you need to shed more light on. Fourth house. Situation. Fourth house deals with family, home, how you deal with the emotions, all right? How you deal with privacy, okay? How you deal with this is, I like to say, the fourth house more than your sun sign, your moon sign. Astrology be saying your Saturn, and I don't know how one planet gonna tell us the relationship, all about the relationship with your parents. For real. The moon, I feel the moon, because the moon is the first thing that deals with emotions, anything. So the first thing that's gonna connect to emotions is the fourth house. All right. So this is why I like to say the fourth house is gonna show you the influence between the relationship with you and your parents. So you got Scorpio here. You got Scorpio in the fourth house. So your family and home environment goes through a lot of transformations, all right? We got Mars influences. Scorpio's ruled by Mars. So this is why I say things get a little hectic for my, what's my Virgo and my Leo risings. My Virgo and my Leo risings. When we look at that third, fourth house space, y'all got that Scorpio constellation hovering there. Y'all be y'all get into a lot of fights in y'all neighborhood. What rising is the fourth? If you got Scorpio in the fourth house, most likely you may be a Leo rising. Maybe a Leo rising. This is why y'all may go through a lot of fights if you got Mars influences, Scorpio, Aries, Mars, Pluto in that third house. And now when we get into the fourth house, Scorpio here, you go through a lot of transformations when it comes to how you deal with privacy, all right? You go through a lot of transformations with how your family home environment, period. Okay? Could be a little bit too much passion in the home at times, Scorpio. Too much. It could be you witness a lot of abuse. Whether you experiencing that shit or you experiencing it in the home. You're experiencing manipulation in the home. You're experiencing traumatic shit in the home. See, Leo risings, the personality is Leo. The first house is Leo. So a lot of the times, in the Leo rising attracts attention in its personal life, just by the way it personally dressed, express itself, how it's personally seen. You feel me? In the fourth house, Scorpio here, that should be getting transformed in that house. It's like don't nobody in the household care if you got 100K followers on Instagram. Don't nobody in the household care if you prom king, prom queen outside. Keep that Leo shit outside. In the household, shit be like this. In the household, that's Leo risings with Scorpio in that fourth house. The ego deaths. The proud lion has to go through ego deaths in the fourth house and has to learn to deal with that in order to feel comfortable. So the energies you have in your fourth house, we know this is how we deal with emotional stability. So it's like with Scorpio in the house, it's like that lion got to go through transformations of his ego, transformations of how it wants to be seen at times. And the home environment can transform a lot of that shit at times. Or you can be real individual and rebellious in the house a lot of the times with Scorpio in the fourth house. So the full moon transiting here is helping to see all the times that you may have overdid that Mars when it comes to situations that dealt with more understanding, more compassion, all right? The times your individuality burnt the bridge with somebody you really cared about. This is what you're picking up on with the full moon transiting the fourth house right now, all right? This is what you're dealing with the full moon transiting this house right now, all right? Because it's a double dose of water. You got Scorpio in the fourth house is already a water house. Okay, then you got Scorpio here. So you be feeling like you got to transform a lot of shit to be comfortable at times. Like you may feel like you got to move at times, Scorpio here. You may feel like you got to change the locks on your crib to feel a little secure at times. There's be all type of deep occult mystic shit going on in the house. Y'all think I don't know. Y'all be doing all type of shit in the household to feel emotionally comfortable. Saging motherfuckers at the doorstep, motherfucking Buddha chimes and shit when you walk in the door, so motherfuckers come in with a certain energy in your house by default and shit. Scorpio in the fourth house develops a lot of behind the scenes occult shit, but subconsciously don't even know they doing it. Don't even know they doing spiritual shit. Scorpio in the fourth house, just based off of feeling like they gotta create so much protection mechanisms, defense mechanisms, just to feel comfortable, just so their fourth house is cool, calm, and collective, just so they could deal with privacy and not feel transformed. Y'all gotta start doing all type of spiritual shit to make sure the household is good with Scorpio here. So it's like all that shit develops from a lot of transformative moments in the household. May not have parents you on the same page with. May have siblings you clashed, fought with a lot of the times. So full moon here is helping us to understand, Leo risings, how you've let some of these experiences accumulate to the point that you realizing it's part of your character, how you deal with the emotions. And you have to pinpoint that part of you. You have to pinpoint that you have to do this, that, and the third, or create certain mechanisms when dealing with others or letting people in just so you feel like you're not about to be transformed with the emotions. Okay? Because probably you feel like everything that you ever got close to you, it was about to transform. Scorpio in the fourth house probably move a lot. Probably go from living with their parents and then living with their uncle and aunt and then back to their parents or shit like that. You feel me? So yeah, that fourth house, full moon Scorpio, helping to make sure all the things that weigh on you for real on the emotions, like you have to be able to pinpoint that and see how your home environment is being an environment for them things that don't make you feel comfortable to grow. Like you got to see what people, places, and things is close to you right now. You let a little too close, but that's the very thing that's making you uncomfortable with the full moon transit in this house. And it's helping you to understand how to develop more emotional intelligence dealing with family members' situations in the home. If you are dealing with chaotic situations in the home, real turbulent situations in the home, you got to try to see where the lesson is at with the full moon transiting here and seeing how you could play more of a bigger picture, more of a wiser role of seeing how you can help bring more of a positive transformation to what's going on. And that ain't always the easiest thing to do. All right. Now, Scorpio in the fifth house. Fifth house deals with creative expression, artistic expression, forms of entertainment, how you like to have fun, all right? Children, childlike activity, okay? I like to say is the stage, what you put in the light. You got Scorpio here. So the ways that you're influenced to creatively express yourself, you deep as hell. If you write a book, your book deep as hell. Your music gotta have some form of deeper concept to it. Your film, you write scripts and shit, that shit has a way more deeper concept to it. Be triggering shit inside other people and shit. Scorpio in the fifth house. So yeah, Scorpio in the fifth house people, Cancer risings, some of the most creative motherfuckers, all right? But they deal with a lot of vulnerability on that stage. They could look so natural on the stage, Cancer risings at times. They could be a singer. What celebrities Cancer rising? Let me not waste no time, but they could be singers. They could be actors. But when you get into Scorpio in that fifth house, you don't even know as soon as they get off the stage, they like, oh shit. Whoo! They drained. Cancer risings be drained. They be drained with that Scorpio in that fifth house. So Scorpio just it's like when you look at Scorpios, if you put a flashlight on the Scorpios, like Scorpios just start like they'll start frying. Like that shit'll start. They don't deal with that shit. You feel me? That's that kryptonite. It's like, yo, you come in here with all that attention. You come in here, that's why Scorpios and Leos be clashing. Like you come in here mad hot with all this attention. Like, this block been hot. We been trying to keep it low, and you come in here with fur coats and shit. Yo, what's up, fellas? You mad loud? Like, come on, Leo. Damn. Like, you hot. So Scorpio like doing shit low key. You feel me? So when we get into Scorpio in that fifth house, Scorpio is one of the most creative signs too. Underrated for how creative they are. You gotta think about they birthed out the eighth house. The eighth house is deep as hell. So you gotta understand what they even coming in contact with down there, because they deal with vulnerability, dealing with expression. So by the time they express some shit, you gotta understand that they've been in contact with shit we can't even see. So it gotta be some creative shit that they bring into the surface. But they just do it in extremes. It just come off too passionate. Like look at Lil Boosie. He a double Scorpio. Lil Boosie be saying everything we be agreeing with, like, but he get transformed for it. He get the ridicule for it. But he's saying the shit we all be thinking. He's saying the shit we all be like, damn, like niggas is doing that with this, that, and the third. But when Boosie get on live, high as shit, and just let that shit go. Scorpio get too intense. You feel me? Get too intense. Even if you do listen to Boozy music, you feel me? His music is real transformative. He rap about a lot of pain and transformation. He experienced a lot of transformation. It's like he was in death row. So Scorpio moon gonna attract transformation. And when we look at that Scorpio in the fifth house, this full moon got you Cancer risings reacting and responding to all your creative attributes that you don't be putting in the light. All the things you know you creatively, you got a creative touch at. Things you know you can express. And the moments you start diving into, yo, I didn't express this to this to this person or to this environment or to the collective or whatever, or I should have been working on my form of creativity, or the moment you start paying attention to somebody else dealing with some form of creativity you into, and then the full moon got you like, wait, hold on, I do that shit better than this person. You know, like, universe talking to you right now. Like, yeah, there's something in this creative fifth house that has not been getting released, has not been getting expressed. And we ain't about to go the rest of the year not putting this into the light. That's what the full moon is triggering in that fifth house. All right. And then y'all also got to take full moon transit in this house. Y'all also deal with a lot of bullshit when y'all do get into y'all forms of creative expression. So that's another thing why y'all start burying and stopping and transforming a lot of shit. Because when y'all do jump into y'all creative bag, is something that y'all around y'all that it affects. People always, getting in the way when you're trying to go to the studio, when you're trying to start writing this book or whatever. So when you dive into your creative expression, so Scorpio here, even when you try to dive in your shit, you go through times where you got to fight. Wherever Mars is there, you got to fight for shit. So you got to fight for your creative expression. You feel me? You got to fight to be seen, You got to stay locked in on your passion for that book to do its numbers, or for that album to go off, or you feel me, for you to get selected for this audition or whatever. It's like you got to really stay dialed in with Scorpio in that house and let your creativity get molded through all the loops and holes it got to go through with Scorpio in that fifth house. But the more you stay locked in, letting that shit that's behind the scenes, that shit that you know you good at, the shit that you know you don't be putting in the light with Scorpio in the fifth house, the more you fight to get some of that in the light, the more you deal with that vulnerability to get some of that shit in the light, the more comfortable you're going to get dealing with your creative expression. So full moon in the fifth house triggering all of that. Full moon in the fifth house triggering all forms of expression coming into that fifth house, and the things that you feel like you should be putting in the light that you're not putting into the light, okay? And this could also be things that you feel like you need to express to people too. Sixth house, Scorpio in the sixth house. Sixth house deal with our day-to-day routine, how we schedule, organize, all right, fitness, health, our regimen. I've been putting on a couple pounds myself. I need to start busting out some crunches in the motherfucker. The sixth house deal with fitness, health, routine, regiment, how we treat when I say regiment, how we take care of ourselves. You feel me? How conscious we get about what we're putting in our body, what we're consuming, what's in our regiment, what we're overdoing in our regiment. That's all sixth house shit. So this is why Virgos and heavy sixth house people by default get into shit either dealing with holistic health, pharmacy, some form of education with the body, in some type of shape or form. They get into that shit with heavy planets in the sixth, or heavy Virgo energies in some type of shape or form. The Virgos don't even like food touching each other on the plate. They mad specific. They real picky and shit. You feel me? So Virgo, sun, moon, rises. But when we get into Scorpio here, you go through a lot of transformations behind the scenes, hidden agendas when it comes to, your day-to-day routine in the workplace at times. But that's what push you through a lot of transformation here. But you got a lot of passion, a lot of individuality for the things that you want to work on, for the things you want to schedule and organize here. So you willing to go through the transformation for them things too with Scorpio in this house. So with the full moon transit in this house, this is helping you to understand the things that's been in your schedule that you need to continue to release and detach, so you can understand this is not going to play out as a detriment for what I want to work on. Like, I'm going to continue to work on this. I'm going to continue to have this individual thing I'm going to put into my schedule right here. Once again, where Mars is at, you gotta fight for that shit. So Mars here, sometimes it's some shit that you want to do with your career. Family don't agree with that shit. Scorpio hitting the motherfucking Earth houses, second, sixth, 10th houses. It's like, in some type of shape or form, your individual ass career decisions affect everybody else. You be like, damn, y'all niggas had career decisions to make. Fuck y'all so invested, like overly invested in my shit. Why can't I work behind the scenes and be calculated and stay passionate and locked in and dialed into how I want to work on something? Scorpio in the sixth house. A lot of bullshit in the job too, in the workplace at times. Like coworkers having y'all behind the scenes. Coworkers keeping certain information about you, talking about you, talking about y'all when y'all not there. So all that passion in the sixth house, full moon transit here, got to learn how to react and respond, to blockages, to things that you individually been wanting to work on, that you individually been wanting to schedule, and make sure you start to even look at them things, like start laughing at them things like, yo, y'all, that shit really not about to throw me off my game. Like, y'all bugging. Like, y'all gotta start laughing at that shit, because y'all know y'all not gonna let up for what it is that y'all willing to put in schedule. Scorpio deals with a lot of long-term energy as well. Pluto's the co-ruler here. Pluto, generational planet. All right, he's dealing with more distance. It's more out. So where Scorpio's in, it could stay locked in on something for a long time. So Scorpio rising, Scorpio in the first house, depending on how experienced they are with the things that they want to personally express in their personal creative endeavors, they deal with longevity personally. Though there's something that they calculated. They maybe have been in the head about it, thinking about it. Maybe they got a lot of air, but it's something that they locked in on personally. So Scorpio in the sixth house, when it comes to what you want to schedule and work on, continue to understand that continue to understand that you're going through transformations to implement your individuality within career and how you want to govern your schedule. Okay, and you're gonna have to really filter here what people, places, and things are playing out as blockages there too. All right. Scorpio in the seventh house, all right? When we look at the seventh house, opposite the first house, this is how we deal with one-on-one relationships, all right? Contracts, marriages, all right? Intimate romantic relationships, but also connecting to people, places, and things on a one-on-one level. So this is co-workers, friends, but obviously emphasis on intimate romantic relationships. Scorpio here, Taurus risings. A lot of transformation in y'all relationships, all right? A lot of transformations with the ways that y'all decide y'all gonna start connecting, dating, relating to people on a one-on-one level, all right? Y'all could be real manipulative in y'all relationships, because y'all could feel like y'all got manipulated a lot in y'all relationship. Y'all start going into other new relationships a little bit too much behind the scenes, a little bit too closed off and reserved now with Scorpio in the seventh house, because a lot of the shit you done experienced there was used behind the scenes. A lot of lies and secrets and bullshit with Scorpio in the seventh house. But this could have a lot of passion to want to connect with others that's connected to the things you creatively into. Still some vulnerability here dealing with others, all right? But Scorpio in the seventh house knows how to find ways to get aligned with. Taurus rising is going to know how to find something that is they creatively into that could get aligned with somebody else. They'll deal with the vulnerability of dealing with that. All right, they'll deal with the vulnerability to connecting with that person, networking with that person, or it gets tough with that Taurus Scorpio axis falling in the first and seventh house both ways, Scorpio and Taurus risings, man, because it's like both of these constellations are more reserved when it deals with opening up and connecting to others. Tauruses are way more reserved when it comes to dating and trying to establish what mutual interest is, that is in common. And then Scorpios is vulnerable dealing with the emotions. So like you're going to have Taurus in the first house is a personally reserved person, a person that, you can't rush them to express themselves. They deal with more patience in their personal life. So at times, they could seem way more steady, way more in the present. It's like you can want them to move a little bit faster or express themselves more. But that's just the Taurus in the first house. That's how it's going to play out. And then Scorpio in the seventh house, when you do kind of open up or deal with others, you start learning. Taurus rising start learning. Hey, I can't be that open in Scorpio in the seventh house. Like niggas will lie. Niggas will have you, in the dark about some shit. You feel me? Like niggas will tell you this and that and be on another type time with Scorpio in the seventh house. So the full moon transiting here, you guys are really sizing up how you're dealing with your relationship. And this is going to be in ways where you may be playing out, like I was saying earlier in the live, the negative mentalities that you may have about your relationship life that are continuing to feed any negative results in your relationship life. All right. Scorpio here could start getting real pessimistic about its dating life. It could start feeling like all relationships are negative, all people are liars, all people this and that and the third. Nah, you got to understand that you have to have a behind the scenes way of moving with people too. All right, you cannot be that. You got Venus in the first house, so in some type of shape or form there is going to be some form of personal compassion for others, but you got to make sure that you give yourself a chance to see what is behind the scenes. Scorpio in the seventh house. So full moon here is having you react to all these situations where you felt like you wasn't behind the scenes about something, people that you're passionate about. All right, things that you need to express and connect to others that comes from a more individual point of view, but you may have had it behind the scenes a lot. Scorpio in the 7th house, Taurus risings, you could be connected to somebody, have some emotion for somebody. It could take you a minute to connect that. Scorpio in the 7th house, so you got to be mindful of how that's been playing out as a blockage in your relationship, or how, you know, right now with this energy, a lot of y'all in your relationships could feel like, damn, I have been holding back too much in my relationship. I do need to be open in my relationship, actually. Like, I think I put enough time to connect this, that, and the third. So y'all may be picking up on that too. All right. 8th house. All right. Now, the 8th house deals with, you know, the behind the scenes realm, your motives, your passions. All right. The occult, hidden agendas, secrets, ulterior motives. Okay. Astrology, dark magic, voodoo, all of that, mysticism, all of that falls in here. This is the house that gave birth to Scorpio. So we know ain't no light in this house. This house deals with the behind the scenes realm, the fixed emotions, all right? Your deeper emotions. So Scorpio in this house, Aries rising, you know, you already have a natural influence to understand that you got to keep certain things to yourself by default, having Scorpio in that house. But you go through a lot of transformations because of that. Just because of that. So it's like universe be making us have gifts and have to know the other side of our gifts too. As an Aries rising, you got Mars in that 1st house period, so you're already introverted. You already don't really fuck with people personally. You be doing your own thing personally, all right? You don't like people slowing you down when you want to do something personally, all right? You don't like people feeling as a burden personally, so this is why your circle could be really tight anyways, and you probably don't even be Scorpio, Aries rising. Y'all don't even be telling people what y'all about to do anyways, or y'all, the people that are close to y'all, like, yeah, you still do your own thing anyways, even though these is your peoples. But when you got motherfucking Scorpio in the 8th house, all right, as an Aries rising, your Scorpio is home here, so already understands how to move behind the scenes. But this could, when it comes to relationships or connecting in certain environments, then it's like, damn, I gotta learn to connect some more, or open up some more. You feel me? I gotta learn to embrace that some more. You feel me? I can't always be behind the scenes. You feel me? I gotta learn to push out my passion some more personally or whatnot. So this is what we're dealing with Scorpio here, and you go through a lot of transformations. You know, moving that stealthy a lot of the times. So full moon here, transiting this 8th house. This is really going to trigger some, you know, deeper emotions within you, because not only this is a water house, this is the 8th house. You are Aries rising. So when we look at past traumas, when we look at, you know, all things that you feel like, all things that are playing out as blockages to your true motives of things that you want to personally express, okay? And ultimately, all forms of transformation, all things that you feel like have transformed you. A lot of these circumstances that you may be picking up on are the things you need to think about to understand why you went through that transformation, so you can understand what it's pushing you towards. All right. A lot of times we experience transformation in our life for the very reason that there's something that we should have been evolved with, or something that needs to evolve. Okay. So when we look at, you know, everything boiling right now in your 2nd house with Taurus in there, there's a lot of things that you feel like you need to get implemented in right now, Aries rising. There's a lot of things that you're being influenced, that you already got the insight on, you already got the awareness about. You just gained so much personal clarity about yourself during Aries season, and now you're seeing here all these planets transiting your 2nd house. You're being forced to slow down some more and implement the strategy into that with all these planets in your 2nd house. A real fruitful season with all these planets in your 2nd house. You realizing more support than you did have, more resources than you've been had, more things you have to bring to the table more than ever. You realize it. So all these energies in that transit in that 8th house is helping you to understand, you know, it's going to be easier to realistically move on these things the more that I know what I have to release and detach from that's playing out as a burden with energies behind the scenes. There's certain things right now that y'all holding heavy that y'all, it shouldn't even be something that should be a secret anymore. It shouldn't even be something that you should feel vulnerable expressing to this person right now. Full moon transiting this house. So make sure you don't express this in an extreme. Full moon transiting here, but there's things that need to get aired out in that 8th house. There's things under the closet, in the closet, under the bed, that need to get aired out in that 8th house that you may be holding on to a little too tight. And right now you realizing like, yo, I'm wilding, like I should have been transformed this. Or, you feel me? Or I went through that transformation a while ago. I shouldn't even be like, it's me choosing to sink into this right now with the full moon transit in this 8th house. All right, so that's where we want to release and detach at. Scorpio in the 9th house. 9th house deals with experiences. This is the house of education, all right? This is the house of enlightenment. This is the house where we develop perspectives and ethics and morals based off of what we personally experience in our life. All right. This house deals with spirituality, religion, philosophy, travel, long distance, foreign culture, foreign land. So when we look at the full moon in this house, Scorpio in the ninth house, you know, you experience a lot of things coming in contact with the occult, a lot of information and forms of philosophy behind the scenes being taught, a lot of things that your friends is not being taught, experiencing things that, you know, people don't know you experiencing, things that your friends, your family members, you be experiencing this shit, but your family and friends don't be knowing though, like, you know, your close friends don't be knowing. So you could come in touch with the occult forms of spirituality really quick. Motherfucking Gemini rises. Wait, not Gemini rises. I'm bugging out. Pisces rises. Pisces rises. So Pisces rises come in contact with the occult and shit real quick. Forms of spirituality real quick with all that water in them firehouses. Fire and the water element already dealing with spirituality. So people that got a lot of fire and water, y'all be on some spiritual shit by default. This is by default. By default. You feel me? A lot of air placements be on some relationship, get around, know a lot of people, know how to network, know somebody, got an idea and thought about some shit. Got an idea about some shit by default, just having a lot of air. You got a lot of earth, you be on some building shit, organizing, structuring, get into the bag, knowing some information, how you can file for taxes and get half off here to get this and build that and resource for that by default. By default. Not saying air and earth signs is not spiritual. It's just everybody's spiritual in their different ways though. Everybody's spiritual in their different ways. But when we look at that Scorpio in the Pisces rises, man, you know, Pisces is already influencing that first house with forms of spirituality. It's a belief system, you know, a lot of experiences, learning how to personally express his creativity and seeing where it fits in the reality. When we look at Scorpio here in the ninth house, you know, you're experiencing a lot of, you know, learning how to evolve when it comes to, you know, forms of education, when it comes to things that you believe in spiritually. It's like an intense journey for evolution here with spirituality. These people, Scorpio, Pisces rises, it's like y'all be thirsty to evolve and learn new things and penetrate. Scorpio deal with like penetration. Is Pluto and Mars here, desires. So we got Mars, which is direct, it goes right through things, and then we have water, deals with vibration. So y'all like to penetrate the subconscious, like to penetrate the vibe, the Scorpio energy. So when you got in the ninth house, you know, these people could look real deep into experiences and look real deep into things dealing with mysticism and spirituality. So full moon transiting here, you know, it's gonna have you reacting and reacting to the knowledge and wisdom that you already have, all right? And understandings, you know, how to trust your intuition some more with this moon transiting in this house. There may be certain, you know, maybe certain concepts of things that you believe in right now, all right? Or some things that you've been holding on to as a belief system because it's playing out as an insecurity for something you maybe want to express or whatnot. You need to learn if you have any negative mentalities about things that you've experienced in the past and how it's playing out with things you want to express now. That's why I'm saying you want to understand, you know, you want to make sure you confirm the knowledge and wisdom that you feel like you have. This is a fire house. So all fire houses influence expression, how we express ourselves. But this fire house deal with knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so when Scorpio's here, it could be a lot of vulnerability to express the things that you feel like you know, because they could be occult shit. It could be intense. It could be behind the scenes shit. It could be real individual here. And you have to deal with that vulnerability of learning how to express that behind the scenes shit. You got to deal with the vulnerability of learning how to express your individual ass wisdom and not letting people play out as blockages on how you express yourself, because you got some intense individual spiritual educational perspectives about shit. So this is why you go through a lot of transformative experiences here with your belief system. So y'all got to make sure Pisces risings, that the things that y'all feeling heavy on, all right, when it comes to people playing your forms of expression, creative expression, your knowledge and wisdom in any type of shape or form, that y'all kill any mentalities, all right, And y'all protect your environment of the people that y'all choose to experience and do things with. You could be real free. You have Pisces rising can have real free spirited energy too. You know, use Jupiter influencing your personality. Even though it's the feminine side and you want to understand experiences, you do want to experience. All right, you do want to expand on on your personal wisdom by default with Pisces in the first house. So Scorpio in the ninth house. This is helping you to understand as what insecurities or blockages, restrictions you may have developed to feel like you can't experience certain things. That's another thing. Scorpio could get real pessimistic and negative where it's at. So Scorpio in the in that ninth house, you could start feeling like there's no way you're gonna experience this, that, or third in life. Nah, full moon in Scorpio, we gotta detach all them negative ass. No matter what you experience to make you feel like that, you got to be able to know that's a negative way of thinking about what is it that you want to expand on and experience in this lifetime. Scorpio in the 10th house. Scorpio in the 10th house. Okay. The 10th house deals with our social status. Career. This is the midheaven. All right. Highest point of the chart. How people see us by default. Our natural reputation. Okay. This house has this people deal with a whole lot of career work in astrology just with this house. Okay. So with this house, a lot of time we're learning how to take our reputation and make it account for something. How to take our reputation, how we known in our social status and get paid off of it. Make it some form of foundation of stability. How to build structure in life, all right? That's all 10th house energy. I like to say is the construction house. Saturn's home here. So when you got Scorpio in this house, yeah, there's a lot of passion. A lot of passion. Whenever Mars comes in contact with this house, that's a real positive thing. This is a real nice place to have a lot of passion at. All right, when it comes to career, working, structuring. All right, and Mars likes to be here because it likes to gain recognition. The 10th house deal with like popularity, recognition. So Mars likes to be here because whatever you passionate about, individual about, you get recognition for that shit with Mars here. You just focused on working on that. So when you got Scorpio here, you have real individual ass entrepreneur goals, career goals when it comes to Scorpio in this house. May have forms of spirituality, deep, dark, occult shit you feel like expressing when it comes to career. Maybe I got Scorpio in the 10th house. So I just couldn't help but laugh. But it's just like, that's just how it is with Scorpio in the 10th house. Like in some type of shape or form, your career is some transformative shit. It's some black sheep, different shit in the family. And you go through transformations for that shit. Or you have a real individual feel for the things that you're willing to go through transformation from within career. All right. I also said wherever Scorpio is at, it is in the dark. All right. Things are being experienced in the dark. So a lot of Scorpios in the 10th house, all right, this is from our Aquarius rising, Scorpio in that 10th house, you know, here you got to learn to put the things that you know that you enlightened about. It's like you got to learn how to implement that into career. You got to learn how to become enlightening and be that light in the dark with Scorpio in that 10th house, all right? You got to be that face for that thing dealing with the occult or something that's real individual. A lot of the times here. So with the full moon transit in the 10th house, you know, you reacting and responding to career right now. All right. And all the negative mentalities, insecurities you have about the things that you're real passionate about implementing with career. A lot of y'all right now picking up on heavy ass influences for things that y'all want to do for career. And y'all understanding that you've been had a passion for it. You've been had some long longevity like feel for what you want to do in this house, but you haven't implemented nothing. We haven't did no construction on this passion in this house. All right. So full moon reacting here can trigger a lot of that. Full moon transit in this house is also going to have you reacting to how stable your life feel, how stable you feel, period. Okay. And if you feel unstable with the full moon transiting this house, now you're going to start diving more into more feelings and thoughts about what's playing out as a motherfucking restriction, blockage, or a bad habit, or a negative mentality, a way of thinking to make me not unstable, to make me not work on the things to make me feel more stable and grounded right now when it comes to career or how I'm broadcasting myself to the world right now. You know, full moon transiting this energy will also have, you know, for all For all my business owners, for anybody that's cultivating something on the business tip right here, you got the full moon transit in the 10th house. You got to understand that if you're what you're doing for career, and how you're trying to broadcast yourself to the world, how you're trying to deal with social media and all that, it's going to be a continuous thing, a transformation. So you could be real passionate to hit a certain number of subscribers or hit a certain number of sales or grow this brand to a certain level, but you have to understand that it's going to take transformation to go through these things. The more open you are to transformation, the more things is going to flow in this house. The more experiences you're going to flow through with career, all right? You already got a real individual feel for career, but as long as you don't feel like, because Mars could get impatient here too. Mars could get impatient at the same time, so you can be stubborn when it comes to career. So you got to be careful that let me say, you got to be conscious and make sure you allow yourself to catch them feelings and thoughts about the times you was stubborn with things that held you back with career or whatnot. With Mars full moon and Scorpio transiting here. All right, 11th house. Okay. 11th house deal with the public environment, how we network, associate with others, all right? How we deal with the outside world, social media, technology, communication is the air house, so it deals with relationships, associates, community, the collective, all right? So when we got Scorpio here, there's a lot of transformations that you go through when it comes to your passion to maybe network, associate yourself with others. You may have certain passions for things that you want to do for the collective, maybe some activism-like related things for your community when you got Scorpio here. All right, go through a lot of transformations when you deal with associates. All right, you may Scorpio, when you got Scorpio in 11 houses, like you may have been cool with this group of people, and then you go through transformations there. Then you wasn't cool, you ain't cool with them people. Now you chill with a whole nother group of people in your area. You feel me? A lot of transformations with your peers. All right, go a lot of transformations with the things that you work on as well. All right. 10th and 11th house has a lot to do with career. 10th house is more so the organization of it, the structure of it. 11th house, you get into the networking of it, the associating of it, the relating of it, all right? The connecting of it, the building of it, implementing it into the community. So Scorpio here, mad strategical about how they deal with the public environment. Real stealthy about the people they should associate themselves with, deal with, career with, you feel me? Where we at? Motherfucking Scorpio in this house. Pisces rising. What's the Sagittarius? Not Sagittarius. We just had a Scorpio in the 11th. That was Aquarius risings. Cap risings. Scorpio in the 11th house. So I know people like, boy, ain't you a Cap rising? My shit intercepted just like y'all should be intercepted. Feel me? I got that Scorpio in my 10th. All right. So, but Scorpio in the 11th house. All right. For my Capricorn risings. You go through a lot of transformations with your associates and whatnot. A lot of transformations with people that your social presence goes through a lot of transformation, Capricorn risings, because you already reserved personally. You already got Capricorn in the first house, so you go through a lot of restrictions for how you may want to express yourself, how you want to personally express yourself. You may restrict yourself from being out in the open, dealing with friends, socializing at times, especially if you ain't got like air placements or whatnot. So when again Scorpio in the 11th house, there's a lot of transformations with your peers, the people you deal with in the public environment, how you relate yourself in the public environment. So with the full moon transiting here, right now, you're in a state of reacting and responding to more so the people that you surround yourself with. If y'all got any Scorpio in this house with the full moon transiting here, if y'all got any funny feeling about people right now, this might be a motherfucker you gotta just distance yourself from. Because the full moon in this house is going to give you the strong intuition about people that you're not really in the light about, and you probably connecting to them a little too much. And you got to put the pause button on that. You might have somebody right now, you got the full moon transit in this house. It might be somebody right now that's just an associate, you just met them, you just whatever, and you got to learn like, all right, you're doing a little too much with this person right now. What type of relationship is this right now? Is you about to move this person from the 11th house into the 7th house? Is you about to start dating them? Is you about to move them into the 3rd house? They more of a familiar person now? Or you about to move them into the 1st house? Is they a personal friend now? Like, so what we doing with this unfamiliar ass motherfucker right now? So the full moon gonna have you peeping that, all right? Then, this house deal with networking associates. So we already said Scorpio is real calculated here, has a real strong subconscious about how its ability to be able to, you know, network or associate with somebody in order to grow a passion or a goal. All right. It's gonna deal with vulnerability, dealing with networking, and having to deal with others. It's still Mars. Mars don't like. It's still Mars in the 11th house, in the air house. Mars still real individual here. So it's still some vulnerability having to work with others, network with others. It's just it feel like people be responsibility at times, but it be understanding. It be understanding like, all right, I'm gonna work with this motherfucker because we got this common passion in common. Like Scorpio going, Capricorn rises, some funny motherfuckers. Capricorn rises, they're making shake for that. You feel me? So you go through a whole bunch of transformations because sometimes you do them situations for too long. You work with people you really don't like for this goal for too long. Transforming career a lot, transform the people you deal with a lot because you deal with reserve energy. So your peers may go through a lot of transformations. So full moon here is just helping you to react and respond to certain you know, people that you're around that you shouldn't be around, you shouldn't be associating yourself with. Understanding why you have a strong influence to want to associate yourself with a certain person, all right? Or if like with this type of alignment right now, like let's say there's something you want to work on and you know somebody got something in common with you, you know there's something that y'all could network on or associate and build, or like you a rapper and there's this other engineer, you feel me, and this engineer be working with other people you don't really like, but it's like you know that engineer could get your music to another sound right now. Like that right now you got to learn to detach and release from any negative mentalities or ideas you have about getting connected with the public environment and get your ass to work with that engineer. You know, detach any, because Scorpio can accumulate heavy emotion, it could burden secrets, things that we bury. So the 11th house, you could just have grudges on certain people. It could be certain people that ain't shit. Like it get that deep sometimes, Scorpio, in this house. Like, you know, people that you deal with, you're always reading between the lines with them. All right. You know, you're always reading between the lines with people. So you just got to make sure that doesn't play out into any opportunities you have to, you know, connect with others, network, something that you creatively into. Once again, Scorpio. So there's a lot of creativity and some passions and goals and intentions you setting in this house that you be wanting to associate and network with others. And sometimes it's going to need some patience to understand how to deal with others. So the full moon is helping you to understand how you can adjust yourself to associate yourself with others more, and what people you've been associating yourself with that need to get cut off. That ain't really bringing nothing to the table. All right, people that is you're connecting to, but you don't even know the substance of what this relationship is. Like you don't know what y'all got going on. Is like, but you connecting to this person. You know, you associating yourself with this person. You know, maybe there's a certain negative Scorpio. Maybe there's a certain negative habit or something, okay? And you're choosing to connect with somebody because that's what's in common. You got to be able to pinpoint that right now with the full moon transiting here, all right? And then the 12th house, y'all, all right? When we look at the 12th house governs the subconscious, our dreams, our imagination, all right? You know, the dream realm, our fantasies, our belief system, you know, forms of spirituality, intuition, faith, belief. This is a mystic house. It rules karma, all right? How we connect to the collective, all right? Through the subconscious, the emotions, okay? Now, when we look at the full Scorpio here, there's a lot of transformations you go through when it comes to your dreams and imaginations, all right? Some insecurities could be developed here, and definitely some bad habits could be developed here based off of insecurities, dealing with your dreams, dealing with your emotions. A lot of dark dreams here. You can have some heavy dark dreams with Scorpio in this 12th house. You feel me? But the you know, 12th house is the subconscious. So Scorpio here goes deep to understand the subconscious, goes deep to understand self. So goes through a lot of transformations with how it deals with the emotions and even perceives what it's capable of, how it could even perceive how it manifests. So shit get real powerful here, you know, when it could play out, if you could play out as a Scorpio rising a little bit, or what's the name? If you're a Sag rising, okay? So yes, very vivid. You know, it could get real intuitive, Scorpio in the 12th house. Get very intuitive here. For all my fire risings are some of the most intuitive motherfuckers. Fire and water risings are very intuitive. Okay? So, that Scorpio in that 12th house, a lot of dark dreams, but it's like, you know, you're passionate about, because it's still Mars. It's still Mars energy. So you're passionate for your motherfucking dreams. But this is why you get so invested in the subconscious part of it. You get so invested of, how to deal with the emotions, how to deal with your subconscious to create a healthy environment for your creativity and your imagination. So it gets real transformative in a very subconscious way here with for my Sag Rising Scorpio in the 12th house. So when we look here, it's easy to throw some dreams and some aspirations and bury those with Scorpio in this 12th house. All right. There's a lot of vulnerabilities you go through trying to bring these dreams and and things in your imagination to the surface with Scorpio here. All right. And subconsciously you react to things, and subconsciously you a real individual person. Just having Scorpio in that the Sagittarius rising is a real free spirited energy, but when you got that Scorpio hovering on your 12th house, everything in your 12th house you do is subconscious. You got certain planets. You got the sun and moon in the 12th house. A lot of your actions, the way you react to things, is subconscious. You may not understand. You react to ways. You act certain ways that you do. So that's how it plays out when you have a tool in such an intuitive house, in such a creative house. So Scorpio here could go through illusions with the ways it deals with his passions. All right. Could express its creativity in extremes at times, and then be like, oh shit, damn, I am capable of that shit. Damn, like, you feel me? So it's just everything that played out in extremes with Mars. So full moon here is having you guys react and respond to dreams that you guys may have kept in the dark. Certain aspirations you guys may have kept in the dark. All right, a little too long. Okay. When it comes to certain aspirations you have now, okay, y'all got to see what people, places, and things is playing out as burdens on these things. What type of environment you be having to make you feel a negative way about your imagination, and something you used to aspire to be, or something you want to aspire to be. Like, y'all got to be able to pinpoint what's in your environment to even have that on your subconscious. Remember, it's the subconscious house. So it could be things that's affecting you subconsciously, y'all not noticing until the full moon get in this house. And a motherfucker y'all been around all this time. You like, you the reason why I'm not motherfucking doing this, that, and the third. You the reason I be feeling like this. You feel me? This, that, and the third. Now this full moon is targeting the toxicity in you, the insecurity in us. All right, all that negative, and we are targeting the self root of it. But it get that deep with the 12th house, because there's so many things that affect our subconscious that we don't know affect our subconscious. So Scorpio, this is why Scorpio here penetrates deep to try to gain a grounded foundation with their subconscious, to feel like they're controlling how they deal with their emotions. When you got a Scorpio in this 12th house, and they get calculated, they try to get as calculated as possible. You guys try to get calculated as possible when it comes to your dreams and imagination. So y'all got to just make sure that y'all know, when it comes to your individual ass imagination with Scorpio here, the things y'all be fighting for things that y'all dream about. Y'all know y'all didn't went through a lot of transformations for things that you was emotionally invested in, things you really aspired to do, you really want to do now. Y'all know y'all just be having to fight for that shit sometimes. Like, it just, shit can't be easy there sometimes with Scorpio in there. It's like, damn, you feel so hard on your dreams, okay? So that's why it's hard to shift y'all off at times. Only y'all could do that. It's hard for us to take y'all off y'all dreams because Scorpio's so calculated there. But that's why only y'all be doing that. Y'all will do that when y'all start feeling like y'all fighting too much for your imagination. Y'all fighting too much for your dreams and things y'all want to do. So then this full moon is helping you understand how you did that to yourself. How you played out a blockage on something you aspired to be. Something that you wanted to experience. This house deal with experiencing. Your belief system, all right? So things you wanted to experience. Things you wanted to connect to. A person you wanted to connect to, all right? All of that is any emotions, feelings y'all feeling on heavy right now, that make sure if that's something that is a positive thing, all right? If it's a person, place, or thing that y'all want to exercise, y'all make sure y'all create an outlet to be able to do that, some type of plan or strategy to follow that out, and as the most realistic, practical way during Taurus season to help deal with that energy, to help that creative outlet, all that intensity. It's like Scorpio in the 10th house. There's a lot of creativity, a lot of intensity, though. Real intense, though, here. All right? You know? Y'all can have real subconscious way of responding to things, or real subconscious way of acting and expressing things, and y'all don't even realize it at times. Y'all don't even realize it. So it starts being a little weird how y'all go through transformations, or people may say y'all reserved, or it feel weird when y'all start hearing things about yourself, because you be like, what the fuck? Like, but sometimes it be that Scorpio intensity coming out subconsciously. You don't even realize it. All right, y'all. But that's what the full moon transiting here is going to be influencing. It's going to be helping you guys to understand, like, all right, there's certain things I aspire to do now, and I know I'm capable. All right, it's in my dreams. I know I'm willing. I want to experience it. Not even fuck capable. Y'all not even. Yeah, the 12th house is a little different. I don't even want to say capable. Y'all not even saying that. Y'all more so thinking, I know I want to experience this journey. Like, I know I want to get this started. I know I want to bring this daydream into something I want to do. What person, place, or thing is blocking that right now? That's the full moon of Scorpio for y'all. You feel me? So y'all want to just keep that in mind. All right, everybody. So it's been real. Full moon peaks in an hour. All right, y'all. It's the start of the week. So just understand this energy is carrying out towards this energy is going to be present the whole week, y'all. It's going to be present the whole week. All right? So the things we need to transform now, if we ain't making sure we just putting some time and energy and thought into that, we may just manifest some shit throughout the week. All right, y'all? So be careful how you release, express onto others, project the emotion onto others. It may just be something you got to personally deal with, and it comes out another way. Now we got another transformation. All right? Let's just deal with the internal transformation. Let's just do our work, and everything outside of us is going to formulate into itself. All right, family? Peace. Love.